Hi guys, it's Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com. In today's One Take Wonder video, we're going to make this really fun gift tag together, or not gift tag, bottle tag together. And I want to show you some more ideas for the Detailed Gate Thinlit. There is actually an element from the Detailed Gate on this tag. So the Detailed Gate Thinlit is one that I've been featuring all week on my blog, and you can visit me at RemarkablyCreated.com. Go back and look for this post as well as the previous 5 posts, and make sure you enter a comment because you'll have a chance to win these framelits. I have one more night of posting, which will be tomorrow night, Sunday, and then on Monday on my blog I will announce the winner. The detailed gates have quickly become my favorite. When I first saw them, I thought, oh, what a pain trying to get all that stuff out, and just how many things can I do with it? Is it really going to be that versatile? Yada, yada, yada. So I still went ahead and made the investment, and I'm going to tell you, I am so in love with this. It's so hard to put down because it's so versatile. The Thinlit set is actually comprised of 4 pieces. You have the really fancy detailed gate, the element that matches the top of the gate if you want to cut coordinating piece of cardstock, so if you're doing like an invitation or something that opens, and then the key and the lock. A couple of tips for working with this. I know I mentioned it when I did my very first video about just tips and tricks, but I wanted to remind you in case you're new, is that when I cut this on the precision plate, I run it through this way, I turn it, run it through again, turn it, run it, turn it, run it. The reason being is that your Big Shot's going to have different pressure points in it, especially depending on the thickness of the cardstock or the elements that you've been running through it. How old your Big Shot is. They all, kind of loosen up a little bit over time. And so I have found personally by giving it that little bit of a rotation, that helps. In addition, when I'm die cutting foil, I like to die cut through this side here, through the side that has that little shiny element like that. One last thing is, as you're die cutting it, you can glance. So if this was on here, I can glance real quick to see if there's any lines. The other thing is that if you're finding that you're still not getting a really good cut, your Big Shot may be just loose enough that you need to add a shim, and a shim can simply be a piece of like thick white cardstock, okay? So something like that is just enough sometimes to go ahead and die cut it. But today's video is all about when it doesn't cut right, because sometimes, let's face it, sometimes you're going to have those little oops and it's going to tear as you're pulling it out, or it's not going to die cut the whole way and it's not going to pop out the way that you want it to. So you're going to have these little elements that are just kind of a oops, that happened, or you're going to have elements left over as you cut pieces from your gate to work with. So again, you're going to just have those, and you don't want to throw them away. I mean, I think just looking at them, you can already see some of the great possibility for layering. So for this tag here, oops, and I'll turn it around this way. Sorry about that. For this tag here, Cheers to a New Year, we are working with the stamp set Cheers to a New Year. This is part of our beautiful, I've been calling it the metallic suite. We have one of our foil snowflakes, and there are 12 gold and 12 silver, but the backside's this beautiful neutral vanilla that you can use as is, or it's a matte finish so that you can sponge it and add some color to it, actually any color that you want. We have one of our gold tassels, some of our beautiful vanilla gold edged trimmed ribbon, have some of our gold faceted jewels, just a small sliver of paper from the Cheers to the Year Designer Series paper. I've already, through the magic of television, gold embossed the circle elements from the stamp set and Cheers to the Year. And then I have a piece of thick white cardstock, our Whisper white cardstock. I wanted to work with the thick cardstock so that it has a little bit more weight as it hangs. This happens to be cut 8.5 inches. That way I have less waste from a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and it's cut at 2.5 inches. For me, I like the way that 2.5 inches looks on the front of a bottle. Then for the neck, I found that at least for the champagne bottle, the 1 3/4 inch punch will fit over the cork on a champagne bottle. You can actually go a little bit smaller over the neck of a wine bottle, but for the champagne bottle, 1 3/4. This is scored at the 3-inch mark. So you've got 8.5, 2.5, and then it's scored at 3 inches to create that. And then this is just a little 1/2-inch punch so that I can hang my ribbons and things off the end. So let's go ahead and let's put this project together. So again, it's all cut and ready to go. It's all punched out. We just simply need to grab our adhesives and our snowflakes. Now this snowflake is going to be layered all over like you see here. So it really doesn't matter where I put the adhesive. I don't have to worry about, you know, adhesive showing through or anything like that because I am going to be covering it. And then let's go ahead and let's just grab an element. We'll grab our scissors and grab an element from this little piece here. So we just have a little element here. If you want to try to get a couple more of the pieces out, you could. But I'm just going to kind of leave it like it is. And again, I'm going to be hiding it a little bit, so I'm just going to put that adhesive on the back. I just add, I'm going to drop this one down this time a little bit. It's a little bit, you know what? I don't want it that big. A little bit smaller. There we go. I'm just going to add that fun little element. And where's our designer paper? In this case, I'm going to really coat this so that it helps hold that element in place. There you go. And okay, this is what's nice. Let's move this up. Now we can press it firmly. I didn't have it pressed firmly, so it gave me a little chance to move it around. We're going to add that. And then this circle here cuts easily with the 2-inch punch. I love that this stamp set works with our circle punches. The circle punches are a great addition to any crafting stash. So lots of adhesive again. And there you go. Now we'll go ahead and add our, right here in front of my face, Janet. I'm going to add just a couple of little dots. These just kind of made me think of bubbly and champagne, so I thought they were kind of a little perfect add here. And then I'm going to go ahead, I folded the ribbon in half, and I'm going to push it through the opening or the ring on that twine. And I'm going to put this loop behind, and I'm going to bring my ends up. Well, let's put them through here for just a second, front to back. And then they're going to go through this loop, and I'm going to pull it. And the reason why I'm doing it that way is I want, let me bring my tassel around to the front. Hold on a second. There you go. I wanted my ends to come from the back side. So, and then we're just going to go ahead and we'll cut those extras off. And that quick and easy, you have a really pretty bottle tag. So let's go ahead and we'll lay it back on there again for you and just kind of show you again just how nice and easy that is. Okay, pretty little bubbly. Let me just show you another version or another variation, so another tag that uses just a small element. This tag here for a bottle of wine happens to feature this stamp set here, half full, and I keep turning it around. I do them upside down like that for Facebook Live, so I'm so sorry, guys. Hope you're not dizzy or think you're on some kind of ride at the fair. But the half full set is perfect for making gift tags. This one here I'm going to hold up and see if you can see. I actually texturized it with the wood grain, added a little piece of the wood grain paper. I was thinking of like wine barrels and things like that. And then the glass itself is a little bit shiny, so let me show you how we did that. So I have our rich razzleberry. I'm just going to squeeze it, and by squeezing it, I'm pressing the lid, or the foam pad to the lid. I have a blender pen, and I'm just going to pick up some of the color. You could also use an aqua painter if you wanted to. Just going to keep blending this here for a second. it a little darker. It's a nice dark red. I'm using Rich Razzleberry just because I happen to have that piece cut that was kind of messed up. Of course, you could always pick a nice cherry cobbler if you wanted it to look like a really nice dark Cabernet or something like that. But I just went ahead and did that. So now I want to make it shiny. And the way I'm going to make it shiny is I'm going to use my fine tip glue as if it was Crystal Effects. And so we're just going to go ahead and we'll take the lid off. And we're just going to squeeze it out, guiding where I want it to go with the tip. And then you want to set it aside and you want it to let it dry. I personally chose to do that at the very end. I had it all die cut ready to go, and then I did it at the very end. And then again, let it flat until it is totally dry. Otherwise, it will run on you. So you want to be careful with that. Let me show you two cards that were, well, there we go. Yep, I got it back on. That were made as well using just elements from that. This ones were featured earlier in the week on a blog hop. So here we have a little silver piece trying to mimic like a piece at the church. Marriage is a journey. And then we have this little element here that we just created kind of like a wrought iron piece up along the side to pull in this pretty plaid that I've just fallen in love with. Talk about a trip down memory lane. Girlfriend was here stamping with me the other day and we were looking at this plaid and we both went, oh, Bay City Rollers. They definitely wore wild and crazy plaid pants like that. So make sure that you take a moment to come visit me at remarkablycreated.com so that you can leave a comment and have a chance to win. Make sure that while you're there, you look for all of the other 5 posts and then come back tomorrow night for the 7th and final one, and hopefully you'll be a winner. Thanks, guys.